everybody. Good evening. Thank you so much for coming out tonight as the Family and Children's Center celebrates this new event, Bridges to Better Tomorrows. We're so excited to have you here. My name is Dominique Lukey, and I am extremely proud to have been a member of the Guardian and Angels Committee for the Family and Children's Center for the last 4 years. And with me tonight, I have my husband. I don't know, where would they know you from?
Well, I'm hoping that folks are now watching TV again now that the political commercials are done for the time being. So you may know me from there. I'm the evening anchor at WXW News 19. I'm Dustin Lukey, and I'm so thrilled to be hosting this event alongside my wife. We are honored to be part of this Bridges to Better Tomorrows event. Tonight we will share the FCC's mission and vision for the future as the organization works to support and serve more than 4,600 persons with vital family services and mental health programs. And later on, we'll also share some exciting news, which is what we call a tease in the business.
But first, on behalf of the Family and Children's Center's Board of Directors, we would like to thank the Weber Group, Merchants Bank, and Weezer Brothers General Contractor Incorporated, who sponsor this event. So thank you so much.
We also had some wonderful music in the lobby beforehand from Greg Balfany. Let's give them a hand. Food and beverages, also exceptional tonight. I didn't get a chance to try much, but I'm hoping to go back after this program. So let's thank the waterfront right now for the delicious hors d'oeuvres.
And honey, I am happy to let you know that yes, there will be food served after the presentation. So the presentation is only 40 minutes long. We can make it. But please join us afterwards for some more hors d'oeuvres. I hear rumor that there's some delicious desserts as well. I will race you to that table, but that will be after the presentation.
And our first speaker tonight for this presentation is the President and CEO of the Family and Children's Center, Tita Utuk. Tita has demonstrated a passion to serve others throughout her career in social work, previously working in the Chicago area before returning to La Crosse 7 years ago. As leader of FCC, she continues to make a difference for thousands of individuals by advancing the organization's programs and services. At this time, please welcome Tita.
Wow. Thank you, Dominique and Dustin. I really appreciate that. As I begin tonight, I look out into the crowd as much as I can see you all, and I see so many familiar faces, and I see so many new faces. And I want to start tonight by saying thank you so much for being here. I am truly grateful to each and every one of you for helping to celebrate Family and Children's Center. I also want to begin by thanking our two committees that we had running to plan this event, our Angels Committee and our Building Bridges Planning Committee. These two committees together helped us to do everything from picking out the food, which was amazing from the waterfront today, to helping us with our theme, Building Bridges to Better Tomorrows. We could not have done it without you. Your feedback, insights, and creative ideas were invaluable to us as we planned tonight's event. I'd also like to take a moment to thank the 2022 Board of Directors. These folks have stood by my side and the agency's side for many, many years collectively. I could not do it without you. You are all amazing. Your passion and spirit just each and every day moves me, and I appreciate your commitment. And I didn't want to go too much further without a shout out to a particular board member whose birthday it is today. Jen Knapp-Severson down in the front row. Yeah. I know that so many of you have wonderful voices out there, so maybe you can break into song afterwards. I think she'd appreciate that. Okay, so many of you have served and supported FCC's mission through the years, and many of you are just learning about us and our quest to guide people to more stable and productive lives. Our roots run deep in western Wisconsin and southeastern Minnesota. How deep, you might ask? Some of you might be surprised to know that our roots go back about 140 years. In 1881, the Family Service Association in La Crosse had its doors open. And in 1889, the Margaret Simpson Foundation opened its doors to orphans in Winona. It was a merger in 1983 that put those two organizations together, and we became Family and Children's Center. While our name through the years has changed, our commitment to people in the communities we serve has not changed and will not change. It is the hallmark of what we do and the communities we serve. Today, in addition to multiple sites in both La Crosse and Winona, we also serve the communities in Black River Falls, Sparta, and Vernon County. Our mission is to serve children and families with a continuum of services designed to promote individual well-being and strengthen families. And while we offer programs for people of all ages, we have over 24 programs that we operate. These programs can best be collected or identified as prevention, early intervention, and treatment programs. And while we can't go through all of those programs tonight, I encourage you to go to our website to learn more about what we do and about each of the different programs. Now, allow me to share with you some alarming facts to demonstrate how our services play a critical role. According to the 2021 National Alliance on Mental Illness, more than 1.6 million adults in Wisconsin and Minnesota have a mental health condition. And of those, 420,000 have a serious mental illness. What can be done to prevent mental illness? Programs such as our Healthy Families, as just one example, provide children better starts by meeting early childhood milestones, thus healthier habits throughout their lives. Hopefully, these stronger starts will reduce the number of mental health disorders in future years. And while we won't be able to prevent all mental health issues, we can and should provide early intervention to help at-risk children and individuals manage their challenges. Last year alone, 41% of youth with depression did not receive care. If we can provide early interventions through programs like our day treatment, like host homes, or even our child advocacy centers, Stepping Stones and Maddie's Place, then hopefully we can reduce the number of student dropouts, teen suicides, and youth entering the criminal justice system. Finally, there will always be a need for treatment. Last year, 461,000 adults in Wisconsin and Minnesota did not receive needed mental health care. We must do more to help those in need and strengthen services like our outpatient programs. We have to recognize the need. We have to build bridges, build relationships. We have to build bridges too, but build relationships, work collaboratively, and plan programs and services to build the bridge to better tomorrows. In addition, those of us in the field of child abuse prevention, intervention, and treatment have been sounding an alarm for years about this heart-wrenching issue. Child sexual abuse is vastly underreported, and we know that the long-term detrimental impacts are significant. The impacts are so significant, in fact, that the American Medical Association has called child sexual exploitation and child sexual abuse a silent epidemic. Through our child advocacy centers, Stepping Stones in La Crosse and Maddie's Place in Winona, we are working to help provide a child-centered approach to dealing with this epidemic. After tonight, you may not remember all the facts that I just went through. In fact, I'm guessing you don't remember much of it right now, because there was a lot. But there is one thing I want you to remember and that I want you to take with you. The more we can do to help those in our community, again, the more we can do to help those in our community, the stronger we make our communities. It really is that simple. Our vision is to live and work in a region where children who are nurtured and supported grow into productive individuals and find stability and hope. This vision is also to develop and support services to help those with mental health needs. Now, The next part of this, part of the agency's commitment through our history has been to adapt and evolve. And we promised you something exciting, so here's one of them. In keeping with that tradition, Family and Children's Center has been in the process of refreshing our logo. And we are excited to share tonight, for the first time, our new look. I would like to thank Jose Palias of Palias Creative in Winona for his artistry through creating our refreshed look, and our team member, Greg White, for putting together this introductory video. So without further ado, please meet our new look.
You know Family and Children's Center as the place where better tomorrows start with us. As we work You know Family and Children's Center as the place where better tomorrows start with us. As we work to provide a continuum of care, we are set to be seen in a whole new way as we reveal a new logo. There is plenty to love about the new design. The updated look is more modern as simple curves form the letters FCC. A refreshed use of purple and green connects to our history, but we also have introduced a new lighter green color, adding more vibrancy. The new design is more than just modern. Some elements of the logo are subtle symbols for the elements of the organization. The curves, turned down, represent frowns as the community confronts serious issues that our programs deal with. But as we work with these challenges, we turn those frowns upside down, and they transform into smiles of clients we serve. And
looking at your seats and on name tags, you'll see that the logo is out just a little bit, and you'll see it more on our public website in the days to come. So we're excited about that. Thank you for sharing in that. And finally, I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to extend my gratitude to a very talented advancement team. I'd like to recognize Katrina Scoville, Kevin Hennessy, Greg White, and they are being led under the direction of Ellen Hungerholt. They're absolutely amazing. They're creative in their vision for this event, and their attention to detail blows my mind. I could not have done it without them. They're absolutely talented. So thank you to those 4 individuals. Now it's my honor to introduce the next speaker, Tanner Holst. Tanner is our board chair currently at Family and Children's Center, and he's got a new title at Mayo, so let me get it right. The Regional Chair of Administration for Mayo Clinic Health Systems. Tanner Holst.
Thank you all for being here tonight. I'm honored to be here indeed, and completely thrilled with the amount of people that were here. Many of you know we've had Monte Carlo. Tina and I were talking about that before, that event in the past, which is very popular in our organization, but this is definitely a standout crowd, so definitely appreciative. I've been with Family and Children's Center now for 7 years, the last 2 years in the chairman of the board role. I often get asked, what words come to mind when you think of Family and Children's Center? For me, FCC is defined by 2 words, passion and trust. The people who work for FCC have a passion to help others. Certainly, the social workers, case managers, therapists, other clinicians have this passion, but I also see it in all team members, the front desk staff, the volunteers, the maintenance crew, former and current board members, and especially the leadership team. They all desire to serve and care for others and do so with passion. The other word is trust. The clients who walk through the doors trust that they will get the services that they need. For some, this may actually be the lowest or one of the lowest points in their lives. Trusting someone is a major step to improving their situation. I also think of the trust the community has in the organization. As a board member and as an advocate for those in need, I trust in the people who work at FCC. I trust in the communities who value this important work, recognize the need for programs and services, and help build the relationships for success. Our clients trust Family and Children's Center. Our communities trust Family and Children's Center, and I trust Family and Children's Center to improve the well-being of our clients and our communities. As chair, my role is to remind us all that the organization's good work not only takes passion and trust, but it also takes money. As you can see from the slide, the organization has a nearly $9 million annual budget, but fees for service and government funding do not cover the full cost of our services. While Family and Children's Center submits and receives numerous local, county, state, and federal grants, these government funding sources are declining and becoming more competitive as the needs for services grow, not only in our community, but throughout the country. Therefore, our annual fundraising target must be robust. Our agency fundraises about $2.2 million annually. As we analyze the graphic, the realization is clear: we will need to increase both public and private contributions to meet or exceed the state and county agency revenues. We are simply unable to rely upon our government agencies to fund our programs. We need everyone's help to support this great work. I'm grateful for those who previously have stepped up to the challenge to help bridge the funding gap. It is evident we must rely on each other, all of our hundreds and hundreds of private donors, to help fill the need. I hope my words have provided a bit more insight into Family and Children's Center and the deep passion and trust that exists in this organization. I also hope the coming days you will consider helping, whether a little or a lot, to make a difference for all those that we serve. It's now my honor to bring out my board predecessor, Jerry Arndt. Jerry has been a great, even though we work for different organizations, has become a great mentor and a colleague for me. Very much appreciate everything he has done, and he's going to step out and share a few words from his perspective. Jerry served as our board chair for several years, did amazing work advancing this agency, and is now retired, although I see him everywhere I go, so I'm not exactly sure what retired means. He is a retired senior vice president of business services for Gunderson Health Systems. Jerry?
Thanks, Tanner, and good evening, friends and fellow supporters of FCC. I'm Jerry Arndt. I really appreciate the opportunity tonight to share some of my thoughts and passions about FCC with you. Those of you that know me even a little bit know that I have thoughts on just about everything and passions about things that I really care about. FCC is one of those things that I have a passion about. I became somewhat familiar with FCC 52 years ago when I moved into this area. Over those years, the name has changed, some of the programming has changed, times have changed to the world that we're living in today, which has become very complex. So I supported FCC on and off over those years, and often thought, oh yeah, it seemed like a pretty decent organization, and they seem to do some pretty good stuff. I'll throw some small donations their way. But FCC became a passion for me a little over a decade ago. What changed? Why did FCC become a passion for our family? What changed is that FCC became personal for us. Personal is the operative word. Our family was dealing with some significant mental and behavioral health problems within our family. Those problems spawned all the other typical stuff that happens, complications that come with mental and behavioral health. FCC played a key role for us, helping us navigate through some very difficult times. We used FCC's Camp Cooley at that time. It's a summer camp program for kids. Although that's one of the programs that no longer exists, it really worked quite well for us at that time. We used the respite care program, and I actually became a certified respite care provider during that time. FCC guided us to a residential care program out of town, quite a ways away, where a breakthrough diagnosis of the condition and a successful treatment program was developed. We would not have found that place or found our way into it without the FCC guidance and the referral that they gave us. FCC knows what they can and can't do. They knew that in this particular case, we needed a service that they couldn't provide, and they helped us find it. That personal connection to FCC really made a big difference for our family. Suddenly, we had something happen that we should have known all along, a blinding flash of the obvious. Just as FCC had become so personal for us, FCC is probably just as personal for all their other clients and their families. And many of those families just don't have the means to navigate the complex care systems that are out there, nor the financial means to get the services that they so desperately need. Regardless of social or economic status, FCC is there to help. Another personal connection for me was serving on the FCC board for 8 years and as board chair for 2 years. Board meetings start with a thing that we call mission moment, where an example of FCC care is shared with the board members that are there. These are often pretty touching. Just seeing the horrible situations, the FCC involvement, what they do, the outcomes that often result, that personally really resonated with me. Hearing the stories make it so real. It's the story of a teenage boy who spends nights couch surfing with friends and could use the love and compassion of a host home's family. It's the story of a woman who spent years in an abusive relationship before finding the strength and the support to change her life through the Domestic Abuse Project. And it's the story of a child who comes to Stepping Stones or to Maddie's Place to tell their horrific story of abuse, to name a few. I'm deeply affected by hearing how FCC has made a difference in the lives of children and families. It's really humbling to know that the gifts that Marilyn and I make, in some small way, help to build bridges to better tomorrows. But that's not enough for me. We as a community, all of us gathered here and well beyond this group, need to make a quantum leap from providing services and programs that take care of problems after they happen. We need to move from that to programs and services that provide prevention and early intervention. We need to step up to fill the funding gap, which Tanner talked about a couple minutes ago, that's developed with reduced government funding and the financial strain that puts on us. Unfortunately, social problems have been around for a long time and will likely continue. There's probably nobody out there that would think that mental health issues are going to get any better anytime soon, especially now after COVID-19 and especially for youth. We're seeing the signs. We need to act now and not allow today's youth to become tomorrow's mental health pandemic. We've been blessed in so many ways, and because of that, we have the ability to make a difference. Ladies and gentlemen, all of you are here tonight because you care. You gave us the time tonight, you gave us the attention that we're getting, and hopefully the support that we're asking for. Because you love your communities and because you have heart. Tonight and better tomorrows are all about heart. Please join me in my passion for FCC and the amazing work that they do. Now, as Forrest Gump once says, that's all I got to say about that. But I do have one other thing to do, and that's to introduce an FCC success story, a lady that has crossed the bridge to a better tomorrow. I want to introduce Carolyn Colleen Bostrak. Carolyn is an author, a motivational speaker, and owner of Acton Midwest, the founder of Fierce Foundation and Fierce Academy. Her teaching experience includes serving as an associate lecturer at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse and as an instructor within the Business and Industry Department at Western Technical College. From standing in a food line at the Salvation Army to currently earning a PhD, Carolyn is avid about sharing her own life story. It's an amazing one. And encouraging others to make changes that move them from fear to focusing on the pursuit of their passions. Please join me in welcoming Carolyn.
Good evening. Hello. It's wonderful to see some familiar faces and some new faces. And tonight, let's go on a journey. Now, with a journey, there's interaction, right? So you ready? Okay, good. So what I want you to do is to just close your eyes and think back to a time. Let's pick an age. How about 8 years old? Now, think about when you're 8. What did we think? So much fun. Bicycling, Kool-Aid, parks, carefree and fun. Now, what I want you to do is to think about hide and go seek. All right, where did you hide? Was it in a closet? Was it behind a door? Under the bed? Okay, think of that space. Now, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, hide. Now, think you're curly-haired Carolyn, 8 years old. The lights suddenly go off. Now those lights are off. And as Carolyn, you know they're not off because of inclement weather. You know they're off because the bill wasn't paid again. Now you're not playing hide and go seek. You're hiding. You're hiding under a table, trying to be as quiet as you can be, hoping that that female sexual predator who lives in your home won't hear your heartbeat and find you because she's looking for her favorite victim again. I hope she doesn't find me. This is just one example of the many things in my childhood that never should have happened. Sexual abuse from both men and women throughout my entire childhood determined a lot of the decisions that I made out of survival in my adulthood. Now, those things are far more common in our community, I grew up right here, than we'd like to believe. When we think about those dark moments, for me, I understood that inclement weather was all life was, full of darkness, fear, and despair. On the outside, everything seemed okay because we were really good at keeping up appearances. Those decisions that I made out of survival put me into many situations in my short lifetime. Yet, Family and Children's Center gave me a guiding light in a time when I thought there was no hope for people like me. As a teen mother, void of light, I felt alone in the darkness, hoping that my breath and my heartbeat would not be heard by the next abuser. Family and Children's Center saw a light in me that I did not see in myself and gave me permission to emerge from the darkness and change the destination of my journey, and that for my children. In life, we're either coming out of a storm, we're in a storm, or we're heading right into one. We learn how to navigate those storms. And Family and Children's Center provided those resources and those tools for me in which to navigate better. Through every triumph and every trip up on this journey of life, Family and Children's has been a beacon of light. Because sometimes you have to borrow the light another sees in you until your fierce light ignites. Fast forward to today, I am a firework. And I'm blazing a path for others like me to understand that your past does not determine your future? How do you change what happened to you to happen for you? We all need this opportunity. We all need each other. We need community. We need grassroots treatment of issues at their core. And we need Family and Children's Center, a light of hope in the darkness. Would everybody put your hand up? Put it on your heart. Boom, 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 boom. As we come together as a community, it takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a community to make an impact. I want you to watch this video of hope, of Family and Children Center, Light Out of the Darkness. My mother suffered from mental health. My mother suffered from mental health, and so it was more so I took care of her rather than she taking care of me.
I grew up in a family with a mother that had mental illness, struggled with addiction.
I struggled. I got behind, felt I was a failure. I had no self-esteem, had a pregnant wife and a 1-year-old. I had no health insurance. And I remember them asking me, how are you going to pay for this? I didn't know.
I suffered from a lot of different abuse. I successfully kept my sister from abuse, offering myself in her place. But as you can imagine, from starting at age 4 all the way through teenage years, I experienced physical and sexual abuse from strangers. And that's how I defined the way that I looked at the world. I was 19. I found myself pregnant with a boyfriend who I knew was not good for me. My relationship was very abusive, and I didn't really realize it because I had grown up with abuse. I didn't know it was different until I had been found by a nurse at Gunderson Health System. She asked me a series of questions. She was able to identify that I was in an abusive relationship, and she offered me an opportunity to really get after what I was after, is to be the best mom I could be. And she introduced me to this program called Healthy Families.
Without the support system of my father, my brothers, my grandparents, families, aunts and uncles, I could imagine where I'd be today without that support structure. And so a lot of families don't have that, and a lot of kids don't have that.
These young people today have more anxiety in their lives, more fear, depression, loneliness than we've ever had in the past. Someone doesn't reach out and give them a hug and bring them in, we're going to lose them.
Family and Children's Center was a beautiful savior for me and gave me hope.
I don't know of anyone who can look within their social circle, family, friends, and can't identify someone who struggles with mental health issues.
A lot of times people will call us because they don't know where else to call or they don't know where to look. If they have a need, we probably can help them. And if we can't, we know who can.
Family and Children's Center provides a continuum of services across the lifespan. We have over 25 different programs. We work with prenatal babies, right, all the way through the elderly and older population and everything in between.
There's a lot that we can provide families and children, families together, children on an individual basis, adults on an individual basis. It's really focusing on those mental health services.
With many organizations, it's a limited population or a specific group. But at Family and Children's Center, we are able to reach a large variety of people and have a bigger impact on the community as a whole.
We see leadership from FCC showing up at so many tables in the community as a real influencer to work on making sure that service providers across our community are working in a way that's not duplicative, but is really working together in an efficient way to meet community needs.
A program like this and an organization like this is so important because there are a lot of things going on here, and you might not always be able to see that from the outside and if you're not part of this program and part of this organization, but there's really, really important needs of our communities being fulfilled in this program and in this organization.
I have one young man that is now to the final stage of getting his life totally back the way that he wants it. He had domestic violence issues, he had anger issues, he had addiction issues, he didn't know how to be a dad. Of his own volition, he came in and got counseling, and now he's a bright and shining star, something that can shine the bright light on what Family and Children's can do for people.
I used to refer folks to Family and Children's Center, occasionally referred to Maddie's Place when I learned of a sexual abuse incident. And I always thought that, oh my goodness, this is the place to go because then you don't have to talk to this officer and that county attorney and, you know, deal with the offender directly. Somebody can help you walk through that whole system, which is really, really, really hard.
Having a place like Maddie's Place, not only do we have that environment for the victim, for the child to be more comfortable, but we also have a team that meets that has a lot of resources that they can offer families and help them heal.
I see a lot of possibilities for Family Children's Center. My plan is to make sure that we're set up so that we're there for the future.
The financial structure of these types of programs is a challenge. We do run many programs at a loss, and we have to, because these are programs that if we didn't provide them, they wouldn't be provided in our community.
What we need to do is we need to be thinking about a quantum leap to a place that we can really begin to make a bigger difference and change the game. Accept the fact that funding from traditional sources is not going to be there like it has been in the past, and step up in a big way to meet the needs that we have going forward.
Because if they don't raise the funds, there's going to be some families that are not going to get the help they need. We're investing in the future of our community. These young people are our future, and there's no greater investment.
Family and Children's Center could really make an impact on stopping a generation from going on and continuing the dysfunction. It isn't just helping one person, one family, we're helping generations.
Family and Children's Center really can help with just about every aspect of a person's life, and it can help them build the bridge between illness and wellness.
It's making sure that every client gets what they need and that we're there to respond to the needs of those clients.
For anybody who wants to change, they can. If someone chooses to change their thinking patterns, to learn some coping skills, they can accomplish anything.
Those little hearts are, they're precious, and we have to protect them. I mean, when you really think about, all the struggles these kids have these days, the struggles that parents have, and to have an organization like FCC and just the passionate staff members that they dedicate their lives to making a positive difference is just really unmatched in our entire region.
We have to touch more lives to save more lives.
Without FCC, I just don't see that being possible.
Oh, they didn't get to my part here. Oops, sorry about that. That was quite a story Carolyn had, wasn't it? Wow, that was very moving. And we have to thank her for sharing that testimony of her personal strength and being vulnerable. We're so grateful for the light she has and the firework that she is now and the shine which she shines for this region. and also the inspiring video and those that shared their stories on the video. I'm Laura Eddy. I served on the Family and Children's Center board for 6 years, and I was chair of the board for 2 of those years. Once a person becomes involved with Family and Children's Center, the organization really never leaves you. Once you know the challenges children, adults, and families face right here in our own backyard, it becomes a desire to make a difference. Once you see firsthand the terrible effects of child abuse or the challenges faced by those with mental health issues, you cannot help but get involved. That's why tonight we join FCC in taking a relentless stand to develop the financial resources that will make a true and lasting impact. We heard how important the Healthy Families program was in Carolyn's life, and I'm personally thrilled, once again, the agency is responding to a need identified by the State of Minnesota Department of Health. FCC will now provide the Healthy Families program in Winona as a result of a $1.25 million grant over the next 5 years. It's amazing. But we don't know if the funding will be at the same level or even available after the initial 5-year grant concludes. So in order to maintain these programs, expand programs, and create new programs to meet the needs of the communities, the agency must fundraise annually to bridge the gap. Over decades, donors have answered the call for new programs. Today, with the explosion of challenges children and families are facing, especially after COVID-19, this agency is taking a relentless stand to meet those needs. During the pandemic, we were advised to stay at home. We'd all be safer at home. But for some of our children and spouses, they were not safer at home. They had mental health issues, domestic violence, child abuse. These are uncomfortable topics, but they are challenges the FCC staff faces every single day. While we know that money is not the only answer to addressing all these societal needs, unrestricted funds from donations are vital to reaching our goals to help people make generational changes for tomorrow. That's why tonight I am very honored to introduce the 14 donors who have trusted FCC for many years that have pooled their funds to create a matching challenge grant. Please stand if you're able to accept our gratitude for your generosity and remain standing as I read the names of those amazing donors. Starting with Jerry and Marilyn Arndt, so he puts his money where his mouth is. The Binsfeld Family Fund. Okay. The Clary Coombe Foundation. The Dahl Family Foundation, the Glendenning Foundation, John and Linda Lickey, Jerry and Pat Pappenfuss, Josh Severson and birthday girl Jennifer Knapp Severson. She really doesn't like the attention, folks, so don't. Barb and Dave Scogan. The Sloggy Family Foundation. Trust Point. The Weber Group, very generous Weber Group. Andrea and Jeff Weezer. And WNB Financial. These businesses, families, foundations, and individuals are making a commitment of $25,000 each to challenge all FCC donors and friends to match this $350,000 grant in unrestricted funds. And just to let you know, our goal started out as $250,000, but there were just too many generous donors to keep it there. So you got a bigger goal to match tonight. This important fundraising effort will help assist FCC in meeting our goal to take a relentless stand to assist children who have experienced abuse, young families who need support, adults with mental illness who require services to help them reach their personal goals, and much, much more. Now, many of you in the room have heard of and participated in matching grants in the past. It's a simple but very powerful concept of encouraging those in the room tonight, those viewing on live stream, and FCC's other generous donors to match this $350,000 in additional gifts and pledges. So tonight, we're asking you to consider a gift of any amount to help meet the matching challenge grant. Please consider a gift that would be meaningful to you, because every gift will be meaningful to FCC. Please look at the other side of your program tonight to see the Bridges to Better Tomorrow's contribution form that's located in your beverage holder. And Libby's going to come out and show you how to use the pen. We wanted quality pens. We just didn't want trick pens. Many forms of generosity are welcome. We'll take care of gifts tonight if that will work best for your giving. This gift may also become the first payment on a pledge if you want to complete the full gift at a later date. As you think about how you would like to help to become a bridge builder, I would like to introduce Libby Weber, who will share for the first time FCC's new bridge building giving societies and how to use the pen.
Thank you, Laura. I'll cut to the chase. And if anyone is like me, I thought I would be smarter than a pen. You push down on the clip. So there's your demonstration for tonight, because we stood up here like we don't know how to take notes. We can't work the pen. I am also fortunate to have been involved with Family and Children's Center for many years, first as a board member for seven years, and then as chair for 2. And I am honored to share the stage in this evening tonight with so many great past, current FCC supporters and staff. And I echo the sentiments that they have been sharing this evening. I love this organization. I have seen firsthand that FCC makes a profound difference for many, many individuals of all walks of life. This has been the most rewarding volunteer experience that I've ever had. And it's a continuing privilege for me to support Tita and her amazing staff for all the great work that they do year after year. When you came here tonight, you probably didn't know what we were going to ask of you. You might be here because a friend dragged you, or you were invited by a family member, or because you were already familiar with FCC. But now that you've heard our story, met some of our wonderful donors, and heard about the Matching Challenge Grant, it is my privilege to ask you to make a financial investment in our ongoing success. There are thousands of children, families, and adults right here in our incredible communities who need support to reach their full potential. Your gift can help ensure that we design programs to reach these youth and families well into the future. This is not just an investment in FCC. It truly is an investment in our own future. And I believe that is one of the most important investments any one of us can make. We are asking you to consider supporting FCC by becoming a member of the new Bridge Builder Society. I am pleased to announce tonight that we already have 2 matching gifts from Mayo Clinic Health System and WA Group, who pledged and are giving toward meeting this match. If you have been inspired by what you've seen and heard tonight, I ask you to consider joining me as a founding member of the Bridge Builder Society. The Bridge Builder levels are meant to give you a sense of what your contribution can do. Your contribution will go toward the unrestricted operating funds to help support and nurture thousands of people served by FCC programs. Our first category, Saving Lives Champions, provides a huge impact. Some of you may be part of a large corporation, organization, or private foundation, or you may be in a position to give more. This level offers a far-reaching impact. If you would consider a gift of $25,000 to $100,000, it would provide a major boost to expanding our geographic and programmatic reach. We can reach more people with the Healthy Families Program, extend more services to people suffering from mental illness, and serve more people who have experienced the trauma of domestic and child abuse. The next level, Relentless Protectors, may be more possible to consider for those of you associated with other major businesses, groups, or perhaps families who want to pool together to give a gift in this category. The impact of those who give in this giving society will create much needed support to help reach more children through safe visitation, day treatment, outpatient therapy, and more. We have a number of donors who will make pledges in the Wellness Heroes category. These donors have set their sights on helping with our Host Homes program for unsheltered teens, Iris House, substance abuse counseling, treatment foster care, and more. A number of donors may wish to give at the Healing Partners level, which will provide support for expansion services to respond to the after effects of the pandemic that are showing up especially in our youngest generation. Truly, every dollar counts. Every commitment of any amount as supportive allies will go toward helping us reach the Challenge Grant goal our donor sponsors have set forth, which is to help more individuals. Finally, we know and respect that you may prefer to give an amount less than $500, and we welcome you as a friendly advocate of the Bridge Builder Society. We truly appreciate whatever level of support you can provide. If you are able, we ask that you make the first payment on your pledge today. Complete the pledge card on the back of your program for the full amount you wish to give, and we will send a reminder for final pledge payments by early next year. We also have staff waiting to take your gift through Square at the registration table. Perhaps you would like to consider a gift of stock or something else, or you simply have some great ideas to share with us. If you do, please check the box on the pledge card that says, "Please contact me," and we will be in touch with you shortly. There is a Pledge Bridge donation box that is clearly marked near the front entrance. You may complete the pledge on the back of the program and drop it in the box when you leave. Or feel free to give it to one of our Bridges to Better Tomorrow's volunteers. You will see these people have an orange star on their name tags. We do ask that you please submit your pledge form by September 10th deadline so we may take full advantage of our matching challenge grant. Thank you for whatever gift you choose. December 10th, sorry. December 10th, I don't even know what I said. It's the pen, it screws you up. But we do thank you for whatever gift you are willing to give, whether you become a founding member of our Bridge Builder Society, give at a different level, or have ideas that you wish to share. We sincerely thank each and every one of you on behalf of the great clients that we serve. We also thank you for your most important gift that you gave tonight, the gift of your valuable time. We hope that you have been inspired to help us meet our matching challenge grant. And as we wrap up the program shortly, I would like to welcome back Dominique and Dustin. Thank you.
Thank you, Libby. And thank you all for joining us for such a wonderful evening, but it is not over yet. Please remember that you can join us in the lobby for more delicious food and drinks and dessert. Don't be fooled by the heels. I'm fast.
She's gonna get to the dessert table. Please also check in with the staff and volunteers at the registration table in the lobby who can provide more information and answer any questions you might have. And as you've heard these inspiring and powerful stories, please consider a gift.
Yes, and we would just like to leave you with one final thought tonight, that love can build a bridge.
A big thank you to Matt Curtis, Alyssa Ludeking, and the La Crosse Girls Choir, as well as all of our other choir members who joined us this evening. Please enjoy refreshment and beverages in the lobby and consider a gift tonight. Be well, get home safe. Thank you for joining us.
So much.